What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And unfortunately, Levon couldn't be here, but it's his birthday, so make sure you guys wish him happy birthday in the comments. He'll be back next week. If you've been tuning in all week, you know that Monday and Tuesday are topics, Wednesday's discussion. Thursday, we actually had to Ask Us SP with Skylar Hunter. So definitely, if you have not watched that, go back and tune into that one. It's a really good conversation. It's about 30 minutes. And now today is the weekly rundown where we talk about everything else. So video games, movies, books, all that good stuff. So disclaimer up front, we're not talking about cyber this week. If you want to hear about cyber stuff, then you got Monday through Thursday. Stop being greedy. You got 4 episodes. But without further ado, how was your week, Shannon?
Man, it wasn't too bad. I didn't watch a lot of TV though. Watched a little bit of Solar Opposites. That's the first 2 seasons I think were better, but this one's okay. I started watching. My wife and I think I mentioned it last week. Watched the series Ghosts that's on TV, and it got better as it went on. So like we both, whenever we can both be in the same room at the same time, you know, not doing something different, we sat and watched that. We actually finished the first season. It was that good. I think it was like 18 episodes, but every chance we got when we were together, that's what I would turn on and we'd watch that. I haven't watched Old Man again. I'm like 2 episodes behind on that. It was kind of so. But that's really kind of it, man. Like I didn't do a lot of TV watching at all, to be honest with you. So work was fine, you know what I mean? Family's doing good. That's pretty much it. How about you, man?
Same old for the most part. Like I did get some TV in. I've been watching Westworld. I think that was drop on Sunday, so there should be another one today. Because we record everything on Sunday, by the way, like behind the scenes. Everything's one. That's why I don't change my clothes. All right. Wear the same thing for 5 days straight.
Well, it's Sunday for you, Saturday for me. You remember,
right.
Time difference. Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been watching Westworld. Season 4 is it's okay so far. Like I like the direction they're going. I don't know if you ever seen Westworld.
I watched the first 2 seasons. At the end of the second season, I was not really ready to pursue the third. The third just. Gotcha. Yeah, and I keep seeing when I have gone to HBO Max, I will see the advertisement for it. You know what I mean? Like it's got the thumbnail with the skull and the
it's pulling the thing up.
Yeah. So but yeah, the 4th season, if I'm gonna watch the 4th, I gotta get through the 3rd, and I don't know if I can or not. Like just the way the second season.
I would say the 3rd season's better than the second. Like the second was just all over the place. In my opinion, like the 3rd is more focused because it goes over like not now they're in the real world.
Yeah,
like it's going down. Yeah. And the 4th is kind of like what they call it, timey-wimey. It's like they're doing the first 4 episodes, they've gone through the timeline a little bit. And I'm just like, is this gonna be like the second season again? So I don't know. I can't call it. Like as you would say, I can't call it. But it's not bad. Like, but the second season was like, it just felt like it was like if Tarantino made Westworld, like because he loves to jump through time for no reason. Sometimes you're like, you can do this canonically, it's fine.
And I'm not a Tarantino fan, so yeah, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I think the only one I like a lot of Tarantino joints, but the first time that I think he nailed the time jumps was 4 Rooms. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. It's an older Tarantino flick called 4 Rooms. It involves a cigarette, what do you call it? Like cigarette cutter? Is that what it's called? It was a better term for it.
Cigar cutter?
Yeah, cigar cutter and a bucket of ice. So if you remember those 2 things, you've seen the movie. If you don't remember those, you have not seen it.
No, I haven't seen it. I actually didn't mind. I actually didn't mind Pulp Fiction. But his other stuff I think was a little overrated. Kill Bill, the first one, didn't mind. The second one I was like, okay, whatever. But like from there on, like I've never seen Django Unchained.
I like Django. I thought he did a good job with Django. But it depends on what side of black exploitation you fall on.
It's not even that. It's that whenever people do movies with him, it just seems like the actors are worse, and I think it's because of his direction. Like he wants them to do things.
Mm,
Just, I'm like, you're not. It doesn't seem like you're playing to their strengths. You know what I mean? And it just
I see
seems
what you're saying.
so. Like when I watch trailers for Django, it just seems like he's kind of mugging for the camera, like Jamie Foxx. It's like I've seen you act better than that. You know what I mean? Like,
Got you.
didn't you win an Oscar for Ray? Like, what are you doing? Like
Right.
mugging with a cigarette in your mouth type thing. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think it's his directing, and that's why I think he has dirt on a lot of people in Hollywood because he gets all the stars to come out for him. So like, he must
Oh,
have
I see
that
what you're
type
saying.
of.
Right.
He
You
must
can
have
pull you can
that
pull
type
them
of
in. But remember that one
USB.
time at that
Like,
party?
yeah, like let me show you something I got on this USB. You know, plugs it in. You know what I mean? And be like,
Right.
maybe they kicking kittens or something. I don't know, but he gets all the stars to be in his movies. And I
Right.
don't. So
So Django had an all-star cast. You are correct about that. And they I think so there's Django's brutality and they had some historicals in there as well. Like he dug pretty deep to show some of the atrocities you didn't know about. So a lot of people thought that some of the stuff he did in there was fantastical, like oh that didn't really happen. And I watched behind the scenes, and he was like, "Here's pictures and actual documentation." And people were like, "Ugh," like yeah, it was bad, like duh. So I thought Django was pretty good, but yeah, I see if you're not a Tarantino fan, it's very Tarantino. So um, I liked a lot of his movies, but not all of them. But I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet. And I hear that one's actually um, decent, but I haven't seen it. Have you
when you
seen it?
no, when you say decent,
Yeah.
though, I'm like,
It's not too crazy. It's just him retelling the story that supposedly happened.
yeah, but then there was dispute about it or something like that, right? Like Bruce
There's
Lee.
this dispute about the Bruce Lee part, yeah.
Yeah. So
But the guy who was actually in it recounted it, and yeah, he was like, it didn't go like that, but it did go like this. So um, he it's like you two people tell a story, and then there's like something happens that's different. You're like, wait a minute, but from their perspective, that's the way it went down. So it's kind of like that.
yeah, I don't know. He just doesn't seem like a great director to me. There's very few things of his that I've seen, and I really don't want to see anything else that he does. And again, I'll look at the trailer just to see how it
Yeah,
is with that. But people love it, man. And it's not even like I know people seeing this will probably be like, oh, it's like the whole N-word thing and all that. Bless you. But it's not. Bless you. But
thank you.
it's not it's not that. Like his beef with Spike Lee and all that. Like that's not a thing. You know what I mean? That's keeping me from watching his stuff. But yeah, just never been a big fan of his.
Gotcha. Yeah, like the grindhouse stuff. Even that, I was just like, man, it's okay, but because he's playing an homage, it's a homage to that type of B movie type stuff. But again, all star cast though, so he pulls them in. Um, but uh, how did we get on this? Oh, we're talking about Westworld. How we get from Westworld
I
to
don't know.
Grindhouse?
The turn
That was a
was
big jump.
yeah.
That's a big jump. What else did I watch? I watched something else. I didn't watch any more Star Wars yet, but today I should get in Rogue One. I believe that's today. I think I'm up to Rogue One, and then I'll start episode 4. So that's where I'm currently at. Moving up the Star Wars timeline. So far, so good. I know I'm watching it in the complete wrong order. I got people who won't even talk to me on social media anymore about it. You can watch it like that. You watch it by yourself. I'm like, okay. At least
But
I'll
it's the
have
right
reference.
order. But you're watching it in the right order of how
Yeah,
you're watching it
you're supposed to find the VHS of 4, 5, 6, watch that, and then you're supposed to watch. Yeah, there's a specific way of watching it.
Tell them
I
people to
ain't do
kick
that.
rocks. Tell them people to kick
Yeah.
rocks. Like, yeah.
I did not do that. I'm just watching it straight in order. and skipping the cartoon stuff until later because like some of the like Clone Wars are like 5 seasons. I ain't got that in me. Um, but yeah, I've watched 1, 2, 3, Obi-Wan all the way through, and something else. No, I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, Obi-Wan, and I'm gonna start Rogue One, then 4. But yesterday I watched The Black Phone. We talked about it a little bit. I actually did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty good. Wasn't what I expected. I didn't expect for it to be as good as it was. So that was a pleasant surprise. But I don't know, a lot of people were tracking it. Like when I went to the theater, it was like a handful of people in there. So I don't think people are like, because based on the trailer and the thumbnails, it doesn't really seem like it's going to be good. It's just like, man, it's a weird movie. Okay, with Ethan Hawke in it.
So you watched it in the theater?
Yeah, I watched the theater.
I think it's on Netflix here.
Really?
Think I could swear I thought I saw
Huh.
that thumbnail on like Netflix or something like that. Maybe not.
Okay. Hey, though, I mean, at least people will watch it, right? But I think it was worth it in the theater. Like, there's some sound. They play with sound a little bit when it comes to some of the more spooky stuff, and it actually made me jump a couple of times. Like, there's a probably like 3 or so jump scares in it, and I jumped at least twice. So I was like, oh, like one of them I saw coming. I was like, nah, you're gonna give me this time. But yeah, it got me a couple of times. So I was like, okay. And then today is going to be Nope. So I can't wait. That's gonna be my movie for the day. See how that works out. I'm a fan of Jordan Peele movies. Like Get Out, I thought was his best so far. This is Shannon shaking his head. No, Get Out, I thought was pretty good. And then I don't remember if he directed or just produced on the new Candyman, which I thought they did a good job with that one as well. He has not missed for me yet. I didn't watch any of his Twilight Zone stuff yet. I don't know if I have that channel, that or to say that streaming subscription. I don't know if it's on Paramount or if it's on Peacock, because I don't have Peacock. But I hear good things about that one as well. But Twilight Zone's always been weird, right? So that's like right up his alley.
Yeah, he does. He does a lot of the weird stuff that I'm just like, nah, I don't know. And we kind of talked about this offline, right? Like I love him as a comedian, right? Like
Yeah,
I liked him on Mad TV. Like one of the favorite things he did when I watched Mad TV when he was in the dance crew when he was crunking. When he was crumping, it was him and the white female. And dude, like he would eventually end up hitting her. Like he was doing it so hard. Nah, I'm not saying domestic violence is funny. I'm not saying that, but like they would do it, like they would do like a show in front of like a classroom or something like that. And the teacher would be like, oh my
right.
God, he hit that girl. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that was hilarious to me. The Key and Peele show. I liked a lot of what they did on there.
Right.
But his movies, like I just saw the trailers, you know what I mean, and I'm like, this is not me. Like but I'm the old fuddy duddy, right? Like, don't give me the weird stuff that's just too far out there. You know what I mean? It's just not in my wheelhouse. I ain't got it in me.
Got you. Got you. But yeah, and so we'll see. I'll let you know. Like you'll probably never watch it, so I'll give you the brief synopsis of how it went down. Because you would just not watch something. You're like, nah, I ain't watching it, and then just don't. I applaud you for that. Like I'll cave in. So enough people tell me like, yeah, you should watch it. And usually I'm not disappointed. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't watch that. That was trash. I never get that time back. Like you don't waste that time.
I'm usually good when I see a trailer. I'm usually very good because I used to be like that. Like I used to be able to get pressured into it. You know what I mean? People will tell me like Donnie Darko is good, even though I see the trailer.
Darko was
You know what I
good.
mean? They'll tell me
Donnie
Pie
Darko
was
was good.
good. I'm like, no,
Pie, not so much. Pie is just okay. But Donnie Darko though.
I don't know. I'm not calling out anybody else in this podcast. It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm
Right.
saying. But
Right. Requiem for a Dream. Did you see that one?
I think I started to watch that one.
And then that was it. It started. It was like, nah.
Yeah, nah, it was nah. I was like, this person's supposed to be a friend to me, and they're not supposed to be doing this type of stuff to me. But I don't know.
I have a distinct taste in movies.
Yeah. I know
Don't
this
judge me.
now. I know this
Yeah.
now.
Don't judge me.
Yeah, I learned this like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. but no, like I said, I can watch trailers and I can be like, very seldom am I fooled, but like, oh
Right.
no, not what I thought it was, or it's not good. And yeah, I just don't take the time to do it. So
No, no, I applaud that. And then for games, I didn't play anything. Echo Generation, I'm still playing around with that. I'll put like 15, 20 minutes into it. Nothing too, not too long. There's a bunch of games I need to start, but I gotta wait till I get through this one because I keep starting stuff and not finishing it. Like Trek to Yomi, I started, didn't finish it. I think I'm at near the end too. I should probably jump back on that. I have not started Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, but I hear it's only like a 2 hour, 3 hour game. So I can probably get through that one in a couple of sittings. And I need to start something big. I want to start like a large game, but it's nothing out right now. I guess I'm waiting for God of War 2. That'd be my next big game.
I think everybody's waiting on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be the next banger, so to speak. I need to get back on Halo, but I've been getting my butt whooped. So like I'm pretty much done with the campaign. I think I found everything. I'm waiting for like maybe co-op when it drops. I know they're doing the beta now. So maybe I'll start playing it again when co-op comes out. But for the most part, multiplayer is fun, but I'm old and slow. Can't keep up. I jumped to some of that big team battle stuff. So I'm not like having to do much except for support. I think that's where I'm at in my life.
Are you gonna be on that fake, what do you call it, a mockumentary, like that I can't even remember the name of it, like Gamers or something like that. Like when I watched Paramount, they used to have this preview they did about this guy who was a gamer and his name was Cream Cheese was his name.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this, but
No.
yeah, like it's kind of like a mockumentary about this gaming team that plays, and this guy Cream Cheese was the cream of the crop, but then there's this young new guy that's coming on, and like he's like, I gotta stay on top, you know what I mean? Like they want, when they take the picture, they want this guy to be in the middle. I guess the middle is the good spot in the team when you take the picture, I guess. I don't know. And he's like complaining about it and whatnot. Like, you want him to be in the middle? And I'm like, I don't get it. But yeah,
right.
The guy's gamer tag is Cream Cheese. So I'm like, as you now though, you're like, man, I used to be the bomb at this, you know what I mean? Now somebody's gonna step in the middle of the team photo, you know?
Right. No, man, you only get like 24 years, maybe. Like literally, them dudes age out at like 24, 25. You just don't have the twitch reflexes anymore. So like you only get to a certain peak and then you're done. So if you were like I was mediocre at best, so now I'm just trash. So just can't compete no more. You just don't have those reflexes. It's just, and then like I try to blame it on hardware, right? Like I know kids are playing on the elite controllers, so you're able to punch and look at the same time, which I can't do because I don't have the paddles on the back. As I show you my jacked up pinky, I did this a couple weeks ago. And then also I don't have a TV that's doing 120, so refresh rate is also slower than theirs. But on top of that, I'm also very slow, like comparatively to the younger guys playing. But that's why I play Halo, because Halo's not like a Call of Duty or Apex. That's not as quick, but still aging out of it. So I don't know if they have any old folk games. I need to play that. On the what's the league when you get into the older, is it the 30 and up?
Oh, that's like the over 30 basketball leagues.
Over
like
30, there it is. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I need. They need to come out with that league. So we all be on the same level again. Nobody would watch. but at least we could play. Aside from that,
it's the gamers seniors tour, like in golf.
Yeah, I like legit. We do need that, like for real. Oh, speaking of golf, so I went through a clinic. So I did a golf clinic this past week. Really enjoyed it. Just fundamentals on how to hold the club, how to properly swing the club. I keep breaking my elbow. So like you're supposed to keep it straight because I'm right-handed, so left elbow supposed to remain straight. And I guess I'm just not as flexible. So again, I'm old. So I can only go back so far before I have to break the elbow. So I got to learn how to rotate my trunk so I get that power in there. But then all the rest of his technique, right? So like he taught us how to drive, chip, all that good stuff. So I really enjoyed it. when it comes to technique is okay. Aim is terrible. I'll be hitting it the right distance. It's just not in the right direction. So,
Now
but
you
yeah,
find
I enjoyed
now
it.
you find yourself having to offset.
Yeah,
Like you ever seen Happy Gilmore
yeah,
where he was like slicing it and then like he was like facing the crowd when he hit it the one time and it was, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You just got to do that, man. Just turn your body if you're not going to be.
Right, right. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like, hopefully, it's something I pick up and take back with me to Florida because there's golf course everywhere. So the one thing though is like golf is not for the poor. Like, like golf is expensive. The clinics and stuff are free. Then there's a more advanced clinic where you can pay and then they give you like 4 clubs that are decent. So I'm like, okay, I didn't want to start with that. I might move my way up to that. Um, but then because I didn't pay for the membership, so like the green fees and the club rentals and like you walk out, you play 18 holes, but it costs you 50, $60, which is still cheap comparative to like out there in the real world. Um, so I'm like, man, this is expensive. You got to put that investment up front. So I gotta make sure I enjoy it before I give you several $100s for membership.
Yeah, for sure. Like you got to make sure you're going to
Yeah,
put the time in. I got a set of clubs that are not high end at all. Like I bought a set. It doesn't have every club in it. I think I might only have like 10 or something like that. And I think when I bought it, I might have paid like $300 or something. But man, I ain't swung those things in probably 4 years, man. I like
gotcha.
they were in my garage, and I was making room in my garage. I put them in the trunk of my car just to keep them there for storage. Just like okay, so I could have the space freed up in the garage. So I'm
Right.
with you. I'm with you. Like if you're gonna do it, like make sure you like it before you invest any money, or else you'll be hauling. Yeah, the moral of the story is you'll be hauling clubs around in your trunk if you don't.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. What is it? Is it the Corvette that has the trunk space for just the set of golf clubs? Is it a Corvette or is it something else?
I have not heard that, but that sounds like it could be. It's probably like a
There's
Porsche
one.
or something.
I had a young LT who showed us like it was like the proper dimensions for a golf bag. That's all you could fit back there. Um, and of course, he's young. He's like, I get a Corvette. I'm like, bro, you don't need that. But now you got that. Have fun. Have fun with it. Um, so yes, I did golf, did movies, played dominoes for the first time in a long time. You remember the last time you played dominoes?
It has been a while. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
could not math to save my life. Like, so I was giving away money. I didn't call no bad money. I was giving away money though. They were like, that's 10, right? I'm like, that is 10. Take my points. Take my points. Um, but yeah, so that was fun. So I was like, okay, I can start doing this again. And then uh we got all of the Marvel stuff dropped. So I know you dropped a couple trailers in the chat. Like it's looking like because I was complaining about phase 4, but phase 5 and 6 are looking like that. Like we're getting somewhere. We're driving towards something. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know if you saw the phase 5 timeline has Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania, Secret Invasion TV show, Guardians of the Galaxy, Echo TV show, Loki season 2. So it's another TV show, The Marvels. So we get to see what's going on with that. Blade, finally, I can't wait for that. Ironheart TV show, Agatha TV show, Daredevil. I think the Daredevil show is gonna be like 18 episodes or something like that. Is what they're projecting. Or either he's signed for 18 episodes or the one season is 18. But either way, he's getting 18 episodes. So I don't know if it's gonna be a part 1, part 2, or something.
Hmm.
Um, and then Captain America: New World Order. They showed that with Sam Wilson. So that's gonna be Captain. Like, what's that? 4? Is that Captain America 4? I think so. And then Thunderbolts. So that's gonna drop too. I'm not sure if that's a TV show or a movie though. But then they went from that to they showed phase 6. So I don't have the chart for phase 6, but it starts with Fantastic Four, the movie, and then it ends with um, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and uh, there's going to be another one after that. So like that's going to be the culmination. Then there's going to be invasion or something like that. So like they're doing the King stuff and they're doing the Secret Invasion stuff. And that 4, 5, and 6 will be known as the multiverse saga. So I'm like, okay, they're getting somewhere. Like, because Phase 4 is not doing it for me.
So is Phase 4 ending with Wakanda Forever? Because if 5
Yes.
starts Ant-Man, that's like March or something like that. That's like
Yep.
the early one next year. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So like now we have She-Hulk. We have I Am Groot. We have something else. No, Echoes 5. So yeah, so all that's remaining for this one is She-Hulk, I Am Groot, and then Wakanda Forever. And then this phase is over.
The I Am
And that
Groot, I haven't even heard of. It's a TV series?
it's gonna be a TV series. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 episodes, all like little vignettes starring Groot. I don't know if it'll have any impact, right? Like, doesn't look like it. Like, it just looks like something like people want a Groot show. So here's some cute Groot stuff.
Who are the other people in it though? Because that's what's gonna make it. Because I'm just saying I am Groot all the time is I'm not gonna be
That's the
able
trailer. That's the trailer.
to.
I'm saying I'm Groot all the time. So I think it's just it's kind of like a Pixar, like Pixar does the little vignettes. That's what it feels like. I'm sure there'll be something, right? They'll be like, oh, you got to watch up to like episode 4, and then, Kang walks by or some nonsensical, but it looks like it's just like something for the kids.
All right.
They all can't be for us.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that maybe like I haven't heard anybody. I know my wife really likes Groot though. Like she loves Groot. She's like, oh, he's so cute. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I can only
Yeah,
take Vin Diesel saying I am Groot so many times. You know what I mean? So,
right.
but like the other people in it are gonna have to make it because that's just yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think it's for us. So they're like, we gotta throw something in there for the kids before we get to the really dark stuff again. Which looks like where it's headed. It's about to get real dark. So I'm like, yes, that's what I want. Because this phase 4 is just not doing it for me so far.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
has.
bad.
I don't know. It's been a
It's
little bit
just
of
it's just not it's not like that phase 1, 2, and 3. We're getting somewhere. So that's what 5 and 6 looks like. 5, 6 looks like 1, 2, and 3 to me. Where it's like, okay, there is a big bad, and we're going to get to that. And you're going to lose people along the way. I'm like, cool, let's do that. So I'm pretty excited, especially for Wakanda Forever. Like I was not, because I know it's gonna be good, but I'm just like, it might not be good. My good, right? I'm like, I want Chadwick to be in it, but he can't, right? So it's like all the other actresses and actors are great, but I was like, do you really need to make this movie? And now I've seen the trailer. I'm like, okay, I don't want to see no more though. No more trailers. I'm not watching nothing else. I just want to see the movie now.
So it is a little different, right? So I was actually having this conversation with my wife because I showed her the trailer too,
Yeah.
and I know there was a little bit of dispute. So like I think Disney or Marvel thought they were doing the right thing by saying they wouldn't replace Chadwick, but then you even
Yeah.
had I want to say even Chadwick's own brother or one of his
Yeah.
relatives was like, you should still like put somebody in that position so we still have a hero for the black
Yeah.
community, which I guess they're technically doing right because in the trailer someone has the Black Panther suit on. I'm thinking it's Suri. They don't show his
Yeah.
sister,
That's what I'm thinking too.
but somebody will carry the mantle, right? But I don't know. That'll be in that next trailer that you ain't gonna watch. So
I'm not. I'm not watching no more trailers. Nope. I did the same thing for Thor. Like I saw the first like 1 or 2, and then they did like 3 or 4 trailers for it. I was like, nope. Because you're gonna tell me the whole like, and people have said that after. Like they're like, I forget which trailer. They're like, we already saw the movie. Like they hit all the story beats in the trailer. I don't want that. I want to be surprised. And so far, they showed me enough where I'm back on board because I really didn't. It's not that I don't want there to be a sequel. It's just like you can't top the first now that Chadwick is gone. I'm just like, how is that possible? Um,
well, how do
but
you
it looks like it'll be a good tribute.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
How do you avoid your social media to keep from getting that news? Because it's gonna come out.
Uh, So like on Twitter, you can block keywords. So I can say like I don't want to see anything with Wakanda in it, which will be the bulk of hashtags, right? Will have something to do with Wakanda or forever. Um, but then when it comes to everything else, like people don't really spoil stuff on Facebook for me until it happens. Like I got to make sure I watch it when it comes out, or else somebody will say something, right? Because most of the people on my Facebook are they're busy. They don't have time. And then YouTube, I have to stay away from a channel called New Rock Stars. Like they will spoil some of the like they're so good at what they do, but they will spoil everything in one thumbnail. If they like it, they're really good at it. So I gotta unfollow them until the movie drops.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. But I think I'll make it. I think I'll make it until it's November, right? So it'll be just in time for the holidays. And then then there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special that comes out. That was the other one for Phase 4. So I'm not expecting to see too much in that either. Like that seems like that'll be kind of a just nice to have, not really progressing the saga or anything like that.
Well, I think they might lead into probably because the third one is the one that plays the summer of next year, right? 2023.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think maybe by the end of it, it'll probably bleed right into however the third one is going to begin, right? Like you may
right,
see a villain or something like that, like pop up. You know what I mean? While they're singing Christmas carols or something. I
something,
don't know.
yeah. But yeah, so I'm getting excited again because yeah, Phase 4 was a mess, and then I saw the She-Hulk trailer. I'm sure you saw that as well. It looks like it'd be fun. I'm not expecting too much out of it.
But here's the thing though, right? Here's what I did not like, and I hope they don't do. I hope they don't fourth wall break too much, right? So
Oh yeah,
that's why
yeah,
I didn't like Deadpool. So like the trailer's playing, and like she turns to the camera and says something, and I'm like, ah. I never
yeah,
read the comic to see if she kind of did the same thing like Deadpool does, because Deadpool's always fourth wall breaking. It
yeah,
was it was good in the first Deadpool movie because it was only every so often. The second one, it was too much for me. It seemed like it was every
yeah.
5 minutes, and I was just like, oh, I know this is what he does, but like that's not what I want. You know what I mean? But I'm one of
Right.
one of millions, right? So like, still made its money. Still, you know, more than likely they're gonna have a Deadpool 3. I don't know for sure, but so
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And I think they said it will be still rated R. Like they're not gonna pull him
tone it
back.
down. Yeah.
But he's not on any of the timelines. So is he gonna be Phase 7? Like he's not on any of these. Like is he gonna make a guest appearance? Like nobody knows.
Was that one a Marvel Studios one, or was that like Fox or something?
So he was Fox, but now they own it. So where is he at? Like so there is a uh what's it called? It's not a thumbnail, but they made a Deadpool world for Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness or whatever. Like you know how they're tumbling through worlds. There's a storyboard, and one of them's Deadpool. So as they're tumbling through, like Deadpool exists, and there's a bunch of like posters. Like his movies are canon, right? Like he's an actor or whatever, and his movies exist. And they pulled it out. They're like it would have caused more questions than anything else. So he's gonna appear. We just don't know where. And then he will definitely have a movie, but I'm thinking he'll be like because he would they would have already shown he's going to be in one of these phases, right? Like they already showed the roadmap, and none of them have Deadpool in the title, so I assume he'll be Phase 7. Maybe Phase 7 will have mutants finally, because like X-Men '97 is coming out, so the cartoon will be canon, and at some point they have to fold them in.
But you're not going to wait for Ryan Reynolds to age out though at that point, right? Like he's not old by any means. I think he's like 40,
Yeah,
41 or something like that. But like if you wait another 4 years, he's gonna be like Dave Bautista, right? He's like, I'm getting too old for this. I can't be taking my shirt off anymore. I can't be staying in shape. I can't be doing that. So like you don't want to
yeah,
wait till like I know you're joking when you say Phase 7, right? But I mean it's I don't know. So I'm curious if everything that they show in there for their phases, if it's all Marvel Studios and not, because like you didn't see another. Did you mention any Spider-Man ones? Those are Sony, right? But that's still a
yeah.
Marvel property. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's only the ones made by Marvel Studios and
Oh
not
yeah, I see what you're
Fox.
saying. I don't know what they did in the past. I don't know if they fold those in later in the roadmap or not. Maybe they'll be like, oh, and this one, because they do have a San Diego Comic Con, or yeah, it's a San Diego Comic Con, or is it just
There,
Comic Con? I
there
don't know,
is.
but they have
Yeah.
one every year. So yeah, maybe they'll be like, oh, and this one, but I don't know.
I don't know. I just know that it's been a few years already to where I wouldn't be surprised if another Deadpool comes out in 2023, but it's not on the timeline. And I think that's why, because it's not being made by Marvel Studios. Because they own Fox, I don't know if they're taking all the properties that Fox had and making them through Marvel Studios, or if they're still going to make them through Fox Studios, but it's just all the
I
money.
see what you're like. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that will work. Yeah, that's a good question, because it still will be canon and still be Marvel, but it doesn't necessarily have to be made by Marvel Studios. Um, yeah, that's true. I don't know. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I would say he wouldn't age out because he wears a mask in the costume. But yeah, you still have to be kind of ripped underneath the costume, right? Like you can't just they can't
But
CG his body.
right, but even but like when he there were some scenes where he wouldn't have the mask on, it'd just be him. And I imagine he's, you know,
Mhm.
and you could, and like here's the thing, we talked about, I don't want to get into cybersecurity because it's the cybersecurity one, but we talked about deep fakes earlier in the
Right.
week, right? So I mean, it could be one of those things where they just put his head on a different body and you know it's him just doing the lines or whatever. But you
Yeah.
know,
No, I doubt it though, because they talked about the same thing for Black Panther. Like they made a CG Chadwick Boseman, and they didn't like it. Like early on, they were like, "How do we do this? Like maybe we can still have him in the movie." And I remember seeing an interview, and they're just like, "No, like you can't. Like CG has progressed a lot, but that's not him." So they were like, "We can't go that route."
I mean, they
So
maybe could have done it when they killed him off and they showed his death, if they're even going to address it in the movie. You know what I mean? Well, let me not say address it, if they're going to even show it in the movie, right? Like they could
yeah,
have.
I have no clue. That's why I'm just like, I don't know how they do it. Like, how do you do it? But like, I'm sure like after watching the first trailer, it looks like they're going to do a really good tribute. And you know, what else can you ask for? So I'm like, okay, at least that will be done proper. But yeah, like how do you kill off the Black Panther? And then, you know,
Well, technically, they did it once before when his father died at the UN, right? So
yeah, yeah, but that man is still alive though. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah,
so yeah. And then like when you go to the ancestral plane, is he there? You know what I mean? Like it's just so many things. It's like, you just can't do it because he's not there.
you bring up a good point, because they're
Yeah.
the Panthers and then they changed to their human form,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Hmm.
But I know Ryan Coogler do a good job though. So I'm excited to see it. But yeah, no more trailers, no more nothing. Just give me the movie. And he brought up a good point about the breaking the fourth wall. Like I don't know if she does that a lot either, but she did it twice in the trailer. So I'm just like, if you do it twice there, how many times are you gonna do it in the actual show?
I know.
Yeah.
That's my fear, is that's gonna take away from it. And I like the second trailer a lot more. I mean, it was funny. The first trailer had its funny moments, but the second one, like,
Yeah.
was absolutely hilarious. I mean, right off the jump, like he has a bullhorn to her ear, and I'm
Yeah.
just, oh man, like, oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah. I do feel better about it now. And then they redid the CG because people complain. I thought the first wasn't terrible. I mean, but now they've refined it a little bit. I was like, okay, that does look better. But either way, I mean, you can be looking at a lot of CG people in this TV show. It
Yeah.
just is what it is. Like you can't get around it. You just those Lou Ferrigno's out there the size of an actual Hulk. So you gotta take the good with the bad.
Well, those people are probably out there, but they probably can't be good actors. That's the thing, right? So
Right. And barely move. Throwing kegs over their head and other crazy tough man stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, I thought it was a good week. I got a little bit of a break. I didn't do any studying or anything like that. Just consumed media, let my brain relax a little bit. Um, I may start reading a book. It's kind of crazy. I brought some books with me, never read them. The old analog type books. I might start flipping through that. Let my brain chill a little bit. But we'll see. But what's planned for next week? I don't think anything. I might have another Ask Us SP lineup for next week. We'll see. Either be next week or the week after. We'll have a full 5-day set, which is always good. And I need to change the intro and outro. So they're being flagged. Apparently the license music I used through Canva is no longer licensed. So YouTube has beef with it. So I think they just removed the audio. I think I just start talking on the YouTube version. Well, I've never actually sat there and listened to it. I just know it's not blocked.
That's the best part. It's not blocked altogether, right? Like, oh, you had, 5 seconds of this in there, so we're gonna block it all.
Yeah, I think they just removed the intros and outros, but that's fine. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it for this episode. So continue to tune in. Hopefully, if you have not listened to the previous episodes, tune in Monday through Thursday. It's a really good week. Again, topics on Monday and Tuesday, discussion on Wednesday, then Ask Us SP. I got Skylar Hunter on, talk about being a script kiddie. So that's the Thursday episode. So tune in for all of those. Please like, share, subscribe, leave us comments so we know what's going on. What you think, how you feel about episode or people. Wish Levon Maynard happy birthday if you got a chance to. Hit up all the social medias. They all go by our name. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. And Levon is at Levon Maynard. Stay safe, stay secure.